get here.
Awesome. Okay, introduce yourself, because we are live and recording.
All right. I'm Mike Watson. Some would call me Gundam Astray, because for my love of the Gundam Astray series. So hey, how's it going there, everybody?
All right, we're doing good. We are here at the hangar, and today's build is going to be that power GM that everybody voted for. We're gonna get this. This box has kind of seen some better days, but I promise the kit's all there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Don't mind the background. That's just a different project. We're just gonna put that over
That's
that.
that's okay. Well, like I said, I'm waiting for my package to at least waiting for my first package to get here, and the other package will get here on Friday.
All right.
And that'll because I went ahead and just got the both Pale Rider Cavalry and Pale Rider D2 Titans. Come on, buddy.
Oh, that had to cost a couple dollars.
Yeah, I know. But I had $250 for like gift cards for Amazon. I was like, you know what, just do it.
Hey, I mean, yeah, if you've got it built up, sure.
Yeah, but the problem I got right now is trying to find, because I was initially going to get the parts for like a Hazel 2 head and just use the Hades system stickers for it, because I don't want the Hades system stickers to go to waste.
Okay.
And plus I don't think that I have plans to get another Pale Rider Cavalry. And since there aren't any parts, since I'm not going to be able to get P Bandai parts for another Pale Rider Cavalry head.
All right.
Because I don't want to be wasting another 60, 90 bucks just so I can get another Pale Rider Cavalry.
And you know what?
Just for the head.
Right. I'm just like, wow, that would be a lot of money. That's all I'm saying is because like I feel like that's an expensive purchase because you're paying that third party markup already on it. So this is this is actually a really sweet design for this kit. I like a lot of what's going on here. Like for a grunt, this got some good detail. Like I'm excited for this. This is gonna be a fun afternoon for me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some buckets and get these snipped out, and then we'll move on from there. I got my trusty dusty nippers. I always start with one bucket. Just nip away. And see, this is like
I got some glass files like you suggested that I try and get.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as they and the D2 and the Pale Rider D2 Titans come in, then I'll start doing some building.
Awesome.
I actually want to build the Pale Rider Cavalry and the D2 Titans at the same time, because I know the build's pretty much going to be the same, I think.
Yeah. Now remember, with those glass files, I recommend only going one direction. Like when you
One
use them.
direction.
Yeah, remember, just go one direction, lift, and then start again. Because if you go back and forth motion like you're sanding usually, that'll create a funny it'll create two spots. Instead, you just want to create the one spot that you're trying to sand away. So that's my only tip with these glass files. Hey, how's it going? Boss man in the house. How's it going, boss man? All right.
Enjoying the sunshine out here. Thought I would check in on you guys and see what's going on. Had my interest up. So.
Yeah, I'm just getting. Remember, I talked about doing builds before Friday Night Kit Bash, so that on Fridays I'd actually be doing Kit Bash. So
right.
I'm just like, hey, I gotta record. I like recording with multiple cameras. Why not just go live and let other people come in and hang out while I'm doing it? And we get some good interactions. I'll definitely keep them in the footage. And if we start cussing each other out, obviously, I'll just cut that part, so we'll be
That could
good.
be
We'll be good. I can,
a BTS video behind the scenes.
right.
Yeah, like I told Web C, I'm house sitting for my brother in Panama City, and unfortunately the power's out. Plus I'm waiting for plus I'm waiting for a couple packages to arrive in my sister-in-law's that I put my sister-in-law's name. But I got two P Bandai Pale Rider mobile suits. I got the Cavalry and the D2 Titans. Plus I got some nail files that I want to try and do. See if it'll come out. See if my builds will come out better and smoother.
Yep. And along with nail files, I recommend these things. These things are you will see every video you ever watch of me sanding apart. You will always see me holding one of these green sponges. And I swear up and down by them. Some people are like, oh, they wear out really fast. Well, if I get 12 of them for $10, I don't care that they wear out really fast, buddy. I'm just happy that they do the job I need them to do. So that's what I usually get. I usually use 2 of them at a time, and they last about 2 to 3 kits, depending on how rough you are on them. But if you're pretty, if you're easygoing with it and everything, it won't be too bad. Hey, come on, buddy. That's why you're getting a kit bash, because you don't like to stand up. I'm building you better legs, buddy. I promise. I got him over here. Yeah, he's over here watching. He's supervising. Making sure I build his parts.
I'd say using the power gym might be a more viable option, especially with those arms. Now, is that an age? Is that kit an age that you got supervising?
Oh, that's Danta Leon from IBO.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yep. So I like to take IBO kits and kit bash them into Universal Century. That's what I like to do with my kit bashes. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all the cool accents from IBO and I'm putting it on top of the Universal Century as like if Universal Century were to move into IBO era, what would things look like? What would GMs really actually look like in that way? I was like, that's what I think. All right, so I got done with this. I nip off the label as well. Bam!
Yeah, I told my dad.
First
I
run
told
is
my
done.
dad that you do. I told my dad that you do that. He just looked at me like, okay.
I do what?
That you nip off all the parts off the plastic trees, and then when you get done nipping them, you nip off the label for where the parts go.
Oh yeah.
And he just looked at me like, okay, because I was actually helping my dad build a cart that mom wanted in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And he was putting the parts, making sure they were alphabetized, and any extras were all the parts were together, kind of like what you're doing.
Oh yeah. I find it to be this way to be the habit forming way for me because when I'm painting, it's easy to just take one bucket, clear up a whole bucket, sand it, get it all ready, wash it. After it's dried, I can just paint that bucket just the way I want. Carrie, what do you got going over there? You got the boat out? Is that what you got going on?
Well, it is out, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking I probably should have done that with my Daggerels. Because, I mean, I got one Daggerel that I still want to I still want to paint it, but I also want to put in like the I also want to put in like a glitter paint for the effect of a psycho frame to show that it was upgraded to have like a full body psycho frame, and then of course replace the Dagger L head with a Strike Gundam head.
That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
cool. Like so it'd be like a candy paint on the frame. Okay, that'd be cool.
I was
Now,
picking up on that.
and just note because it's kind of like painting cars. Uh, Depending on how much metal flake is or glitter is in your paint mixture, you will get a crazy flip flop. You know what I mean? And you can add different flakes. So let's say we have a purple candy, like a translucent color, but we're going to spray it over top of a silver base, so it comes out really candy purple. And then inside that purple is gold flake, so you get that that awesome shimmer. But the more you put in it, you start to change that weird gradient of flake that's in that paint. And depending on the direction that you spray the paint, also those flakes might lay in a specific direction. So you might think about that when you paint your parts. Which way is the eye going to be looking at it? So you might want to try to spray light coats, like kind of like that zenithal way, to get them to lay right, so that the paint looks right to the eye.
Yeah.
I might be overthinking it, but that's how you do it with cars. Because you got to be careful. The direction you're spraying, you can tell. In the sunlight, when you're like, wow, man, that paint looks good, you can tell the direction. That if they change direction in the middle of the car, you can tell. And it's because of the direction the paint is laying. But that sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
And what I was saying earlier before I turned my mic on here, I was watching you clip all those parts out. See, when I build, I still build number by, not quite number by number, but at least large sections at a time. So I only clip a few out. So I know some of you guys clip them all out. That's cool.
No, I usually clip out like I won't always build things in order like the instructions will say. I might build the weapons first. I might go for the head, go for the weapons, and then I'll go with the feet, and then just kind of start from the bottom and then work my way up.
Right on. That's kind of what I do too. I like to play with the weapons, so I'll build those first, and then maybe the head, because I don't know why, and then you start at the feet and start working my way up.
Yeah, I think that way. For me, I kind of look at it this way, because say I'm working at Anaheim Electronics or Morgan Rates, and we're building mobile suits. Are we gonna be starting with the head first and then work our way down, or are we gonna be starting with the feet and then work our way up?
Right, exactly, and that's how I think of it, and that's kind of what has always caused me to go in that fashion.
Want to hear the weird answer? You don't start with either first.
You could, if you had the right system set up, you could start with a head.
Well, I was going to say, you actually start with building your operating system first.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Smart pants there. Okay. that is real slick, though. That is truth. Because we're not going to do shit without a good operating system. You're a fact. And then, the engineer's got to come in with tried and tested stuff. But yeah.
Right, because once you have the operating system, you'll know what your limits are for your build. And then you'll know where to start and what parts will need to be what size. Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Of course, your operating system's got to be the most important thing. Otherwise, your mobile suit's not going to work, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
A piece right here and a piece right there. Nip, 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 and a piece right here when the plastic crack. Piece right here and a piece right there. Nip, nip, nip with the plastic crack.
That could be a badass Gundam theme song.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Dude,
Yeah,
me and Vince talk a lot, and he's into that too. He tries to spit some rap. I guess maybe I'll just stick to English, and I'll speak English. I'm not really good at that whole hip talk, you know.
I'm
So
so sorry.
he tries to rap a little bit, and it's cool because he sent me some videos. It's awesome. Yeah, he's got some talent. That's
No,
cool. You
it's
two
just
should get together, Michael, with Vince sometime and bullshit, and we
I
should
try
talk it
to
up, man.
encourage Vince to jump on
I
whenever
know.
possible, you know, just like, hey, dude, it
I
don't
ain't got
have to
nothing to
be.
build. Dude, I don't care if you got nothing to build. Just show up,
No,
bro.
just come and talk, hang out.
Just
It's
turn your
just
camera off
fine if
even.
all you want to do is hang out and talk. It actually makes it a little more lively and stuff where you're talking because you're watching me. Like I hate to be the jerk about it, but like that's the whole point. It's web C builds, like so like
Right, right.
it's okay if you just come in to hang out for a little bit. And then on Kip Ash night, that's like, hey, everybody wants to see what everybody's got going on. That's the
yeah,
Right,
night
exactly.
where we're there for builds and stuff. But like when I'm doing these random like letting people know I'm just gonna be live, I'm just doing that to let you know, hey, I'd appreciate someone to come hang out. I'm not, it's
Right.
not required by any means. But yeah,
But
Vince
that's
is
why I wanted to
definitely one of
pop
those
in.
guys that I've tried encouraging to come hang out. Seems a
He
little
wants
camera
to.
shy.
He's a little scared about something. It's okay. It's just I don't know what it is. I'm gonna break him down. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like it's definitely feels like a little camera shy, and that's okay. I'm okay with
Yep,
that.
yep,
I need to take
yep.
a look at the building instructions for Gundam Phasaelis and the GP Rise too, because
Why?
I kind of want to use Gundam Phasaelis as a base. Plus, of course, I'm still thinking about my Dynasty Warriors Gundam Zelda crossover fic, and I'm trying to, and I figure using Gundam Phasaelis would be an appropriate suit, especially for Ganondorf, because I figure he'd want something that's powerful. I mean,
Why wouldn't
despite the bulkiness, Phasaelis is pretty quick and powerful,
I?
especially with the thrust output. And
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, for Ganondorf, like, what Gundam screams Ganondorf to me? That
what's that?
Barbatorus.
You think
Really?
Barbatos?
Mm.
Barbatorus, not
The
Barbato.
Oh,
Barbatoris.
Barbatorus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barbatorus screams Ganondorf. Like it's a
No, I was thinking more like
four-legged thing with a
true.
giant bow and arrow, like thing. Like it just screams like, and then all that red and black, everything just going
Yeah.
on with that. That's just, totally Ganondorf. You could totally spice that red and black up a little bit more with some bronze, and totally just fall right into place with Ganondorf. I agree. But where you're going with it, I like where you're going to. You're going.
Yeah. I mean, because the take is going to be that that the Federation's trying to rebuild, wants to have its own new wants to have its own Gundam Phasaelis, especially to replace the one that Gato stole, and unfortunately, Ganon snatches it up. Thankfully for the Federation, he doesn't get a he gets it right before it's supposed to be equipped with an atomic bazooka.
Ooh, bazooka.
And so he has to use his own weapons, and that's kind of why I'm also looking at the GP, why I'm looking at Ogre's GP Rice 2 or whatever it's called.
All right. There's an
And I
airplane.
know I gotta make sure that it has a trident too. Considering that he's got dual swords, yeah, for the Hyrule Warriors, he's got dual swords, and then of course he's got the King of Evil trident that he has from another Zelda game.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to keep things as realistic as I can, trying to maintain that part of that storyline too. But with the Fuse Gundam universe, with the Gundam universe kind of being joined with it,
Yeah, you should just make sure you stick to the aesthetics, keep the aesthetics clean,
Oh, I
and the
am.
colors right, and
Definitely.
I think it'll turn out great.
Right.
You're,
That's where I was going with, like, as long as you pick the colors that match the characters that you're going for and stuff, that I think that will definitely play on par with whatever your build will become for the outcome. Uh,
be relevant.
definitely definitely go online on Google, search up blanks of those kits, and then
Uh-huh.
play around on like Paint or whatever your workshop is for photoshopping. Play around
Mhm.
on there and fill in those blanks and see what colors look best where, so that when you start your build, you'll have an idea of where your concept is going to go. I do that a
Yeah.
lot. I was just telling Carrie about all this last week. I was like, I do this a lot. I do these concepts on art, digital art, so that it helps me progress my brain further. Like, what do I want to, see my outcome to be? And sometimes my outcomes don't look anything like what my concept is. And sometimes my concept, like, is a direct translation. Like, I actually managed to do a really good job at getting the idea off paper
Uh-huh.
onto reality. So, I mean, it's all just trial and error and practice. But that's where I go with it when I do something like a big themed idea like that. That's what I'm doing with my. I'm doing an Avengers series. I'm slowly building it. I've already got Iron Man done, but
Let me guess, Gundam Guxion for
no,
or
no. Here's the rules. Here's the rules for my build. Gundam Wing mechs only. Only mech from Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, all of that stuff. You can only use
okay.
Gundams from those series. So I have my whole
Well,
setup collected already for my first round of Avengers.
if you were gonna do Hulk, if you were gonna do something like the Hulk Buster, then you probably would have to use Guxion.
Uh, well, for the Hulk
Well, I
himself,
would say maybe a little bit of Guxion with a bit of Phasaelus, Gundam Phasaelus. I mean, I'd have to look. I'd have to look at the instructions for both suits.
yeah. Well, with this is for
Well, I mean, even I think even the sumo might work. Yeah, the sumo
all
from
right.
Turn
So
A might work.
I'm not
I mean, I
doing
know
the
you
Hulk
said
Buster per se, because I did Tony Stark. Okay, so Tony
uh,
Stark's going to be piloting a Wing Zero, not custom, just Wing Zero. Um, so that's the one I've already built. The Hulk himself is gonna have Serpent Custom as his Gundam, and I'm gonna just do that one up with a dark green and a uh, purple, a slight purple decal design or something like that. Um,
I am. I imagine for Tony Stark, the Zero system's been replaced with either Jarvis or Friday, correct?
no, it's got an arc reactor.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I know, but
basically
I'm talking about like the AI system, like how Wing
oh,
Zero has
it's
the
basically a
Zero
giant
system.
Iron Man armor. It's not a. I can go grab
Ah,
it.
okay.
Hold on. It's yeah, it's a giant iron armor.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, heck, I'm still trying to figure out for most of the heroes for the Hyrule Warriors. Some of them I've got them figured out. I mean, I've got a Strike Gundam for the Sorceress Lana, Strike E for the Black Mage Sorceress Sia. Uh, for Zelda, it'd be custom at least. Yeah, for Zelda in the War of the Ages, it's kind of a custom with Gundam Pixie as the base. For Impa in the War of the Ages, she would pretty much use a Sword Strike Gundam and replacing that anti-ship sword with whatever sword she's got. Oh wow, that's a nice one.
So this is my version of what Tony Stark's Gundam would look like.
That actually looks pretty good.
Like, so I customized some pieces, added some parts and stuff, made it so it's custom. It interlocks, looks more Tony Stark looking. That, so the Zero System's been replaced with an arc reactor.
Okay, gotcha.
You understand? Like, it looks like it's Iron Man's, like, it's just supposed to be like a giant version of Iron Man's suit, and he goes inside of it, and then it reacts to whatever he tells it to do. So I would imagine, yeah, Jarvis or Jarvis 2.0 is probably part of the operating system. But yeah, and that's why I was like, yeah, we'll do Zero. So my next one is going to be Heavy Arms as War Machine.
Yes.
Then Death Scythe will be Doctor Strange. Death Scythe Hell Custom Master Grade actually will be Doctor Strange. Master Grade Shenlong is going to become Black Widow. High grade Sandrock is going to become Bucky. Master Grade Sandrock, I'm thinking about doing him as Black Panther. Epion is going to become Hawkeye. Tall Geese is going to be Captain. Who else have I not said yet?
Which one are we talking? Regular Tall Geese 2, or Tall Geese 3?
White Tall Geese, just regular white Tall Geese, Master Grade.
Okay.
That one's going to become Captain. So it's just going to get a paint job to reflect Captain America. It's not going to look like Captain America. It's just going to reflect, like, okay, Captain would pilot that fucking Gundam. Like, that's what each of them are going to be. They're not going to look like the superhero, but it's going to look like the superhero's supposed to pilot it, kind of cliche type of thing. So, like, I'm going to do the old school purple for Hawkeye. I'm going to, for Hulk, obviously, greens and purples. For, what is it? What else am I missing? Let's see, there's Sandrock, Serpent Custom. I got Wing Gundam. Wing Gundam is going to become Falcon. So Falcon's going to get a Wing Gundam. And then, so that's why Tony Stark is Wing Zero. Because I was like, well, Tony Stark's just a little bit higher on the level of flying superheroes. So I was like, yeah, Wing Zero is a little bit higher level than Wing. So we're going to do it that way. So, I mean, this was a really hard build, because the paints just were not happy to work with me. They were not trying to be my friend. They weren't trying to be gold. They were trying to be like this awful, I don't know what to call it. It did not, so I had to stop doing that. But it turned out good. I mean, like, the head looked really sharp. Like,
yeah, I know I'm gonna stick with Midna piloting a Gundam F91 and turning it into her Twilight F91. But I just need to get like the backpack for a master grade F91, so I can have it painted in like the Twilight colors, so it can look like Twilight F91 is summoning a pair of VSBR cannons, or making it look like the VSBR cannons on the back disappear and then enlarge. And then of course, like I said, for Zelda, it's the Gundam Nehru, but I gotta create the Twilight. I just gotta create the Dominion rod for that one, and then of course for Sorceress Strike Gundam, I need to create the rod for it as well.
All right. Since I'm pulling Gundams out, let's talk about this one that I just finished.
That's a Zeta, right?
Yeah. It is a
Revive.
Is
that Revive, or
it's real grade Zeta. I don't think it's Revive. Okay. It says
it's a Zeta.
It's the 2012 mold.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it's Revived. It is what everybody refers to as the hand grenade. It apparently falls apart very easily. I have yet to experience too much of the hand grenade, except for on the skirts. The skirts will fall apart real fast inside here, the way the white part connects to the hip part. It
Yeah.
just likes to just flop off real fast. So that's one of the things I
Yeah, I
don't
think
like,
that's
but I can live with. Everything else is pretty good. Like, it holds its gun, no problem. Like, I like that it has like a locking system. Like every couple degrees there's like a lock flip, so it feels like it's locked. So that's really nice. Yeah, don't get a lot of that. One thing I have noticed is the arms are stiff after painting finally. But before I painted, they were loose. So
really.
top coating definitely stiffened everything up.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I also went with the water slides instead of the regular stickers because I'm just not a fan of the stickers at all. I don't like stickers. If I can go without stickers, I'm going without stickers. I don't care if it takes me 3 days worth of water slide work. I'm still gonna go with
Yeah.
the water slides.
Yeah, I
So
think I think if I still have my white paint, I think I might just take off those white stickers for my dreadnought pods, and then just try and paint that white stripe that goes on the dragoon bits for the dreadnought, because
so I won't take them off or transform them too much, but I'll show you that it does still transform even after being top coated and everything, and it doesn't scratch or anything. Like, the paint stays nice. So, that's one of the nice things I like about this kit is it's got the right gap space for painting and stuff. Like, that was definitely something nice that they did design wise for the kit. Everything, like, it all moves. Like, I got no complaints. What everybody was talking about, I don't understand. I think it has more to do with in the middle of transformation, the whole thing could go wrong. Like, that's the biggest problem with this kit, I think, is that
yeah.
transformation, just everything could go wrong. And I personally don't have to have it transformed. I think it looks really nice, standing here holding this gun up in the air like all my other guys do. I like them have that hurrah pose, like, yeah, we're gonna win this one. So that's,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll be definitely doing a much bigger review about this one where I do have to transform him and everything. So we'll be seeing that. And here you go. You get to see hand grenade.
Yeah.
So it just slips right back on if it does.
Mm.
So one of those things can't really stop it from happening.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You either just deal with it or you just stick glue on it.
Yup, you glue it. I'm trying not to have to glue kits. That's like the one thing I don't want to have to do. So I try my hardest to just bite my teeth. Oh.
Yeah.
And here is the result for G Paint.
Oh wow.
This is 2 layers. This is just 2 coats of yellow. No primer, nothing. Just 2 coats of yellow. It went from that white that's at the bottom right there. That's where the clip was holding it. And now it's like, it's yellow. I was surprised. I was like, wow, that's real yellow. So, yeah, that G Paint, man, it just really does the trick. I don't know what else to say about it besides that. I'm so happy I invested in it. And I'm going to continue to invest in it. I bought a bunch of whites and a bunch of bottles of white and a bunch of bottles of black G Paint so I can thin out my other colors a little bit, prolong those some. So I was happy about that too for G Paint. Mainly just want to try and like save G Paint for like top tier builds, like master grades, and maybe if I get some perfect grades, I'll throw some on there. But I'm doing this. What build am I doing right now? Oh yeah.
Your power gem?
No, this
Oh,
is
the
the build
C-Pack?
I'm doing.
Ooh.
I'm doing C-Packs, all golds.
Ooh, okay.
So I got
Yeah,
rose gold.
Uh-huh.
Rose gold's like really nice, a
Yeah,
nice
I gotta say,
vibrant.
I did the C-Pack. And believe it or not, I actually built the C-Pack here. The only regret I have was building it on shag carpet. Because I almost lost a piece on the shag carpet. I was
Oh,
like, oh my
no.
god.
Most of us got a piece on the shag carpet.
Huh?
Most of us got a piece or two on the shag carpet.
Yeah.
So here are
But yeah, it's like, yeah, never build on shag carpet ever again.
So here are the 4 golds I'm gonna use, or the
Uh-huh.
four colors. So rose gold, a copper, pale gold, and pure gold. So the rose gold is gonna be all the psycho frame.
Uh-huh.
The pale gold is gonna be the white. The gold, the pure gold, or the bright gold is gonna be all the gray pieces, and then the inner frame parts are all gonna be copper.
Okay.
So that's my color concept. I've got
But yeah.
I'm almost done sanding it, so I'll be able to paint it probably next week. I have to
Have
do
you got have
a
you
photo
gotten
shoot.
the A and B packs?
No, I don't have the other 2 kits, but I keep seeing C-Pack. I just like really like the design of the C-Packs, but I do
Oh
need to
yeah.
get the other ones as well. So that was
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the Apex, I was like, "Ooh, I gotta get that." But then, of course, when I saw the price for it, I was like, "Yeah, no." My parents would murder me if I bought it. And I saw it it was at a craft store for like, I want to say $55, $57.
that's
I
not
mean,
too
and,
bad.
I, I mean, it was expensive. I mean, I probably could have gotten the B packs because that was actually cheaper, like 35 last I seen it, and it was P Bandai. But the problem with the B packs is it was just the pack and not the mobile suit itself. I don't think.
Okay, so that would what I would have to look into that. What kit that would attach to anyways. Would that attach to A or something or what?
Yeah, yeah. The idea for the B packs is that it was supposed to attach to the A pack.
Oh, okay. The
At least
battery
that's what.
upgrade.
Yeah, at least that's what I've seen. Is that B packs was supposed to attach to A packs. I mean, I could have misinterpreted the situation.
I don't know. Sounds like some Ivan Ooze type stuff there.
Uh,
Apex and C-Packs.
yeah, I'm yeah, I'm
Street pharmacist.
yeah, it does sound like a street pharmacist. Yeah, I'm still kind of thinking whether or not I should have just gone for the P Bandai Sword Impulse Gundam instead of going for Pale Rider Cavalry. At least I would have been able to complete the set. At least, yeah, I would have been able to complete the Impulse Gundam set I got because I got Force Impulse and I got Blast Impulse. I mean, I don't know if somehow, some way, somehow prices come down and and Sword Impulse is a little more. The cost for Sword Impulse is a little more tolerable than I might consider
Oh man, so
going
okay.
forward.
I just chewed somebody out yesterday about talking about prices being high and stuff. So, and what I told them I was like, look, what I don't understand is where people are getting off with this, oh, prices are high stuff. Okay, somebody's trying to get over on some money or something because look, like forget just Amazon, but like when I go and compare prices for kids, I don't just go look at Japan. I look at what the American market is actually selling. Okay, so I go to like companies like Mecha Warehouse, USA
Mm.
Gundam, and I check out their supplies, and I'm like, okay, how is it that Mecha Warehouse is getting away with selling a Virtue Gundam for $87?
Okay.
Okay,
So in other words,
when everywhere else is selling it for 100 minimum, 99, 100 minimum. But Mecha Warehouse is just like, oh, here you go, guys, $87 on the, no sweat. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, but what the heck is up with like those other guys being douchebags about large kits or hot kits or whatever? Shouldn't you just sell them at the price that they're supposed to be MSRP if you're supposed to be a retailer like that? Like,
yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
I think what they're doing is Nick at the Mega Warehouse. He's like real legit. He's got a large order, so he gets all these large kits in bulk. I'm guessing compared to some other people. So they get not even half of what he gets. So what are they gonna do? They know it's gonna be hot. They got what they got, so they just drive the price up $5-10 here and there, and they sit on them. That's what I'm guessing. Only because they don't have the supply, because it's all about supply and demand.
Yeah.
So he has to have a larger supply to be able to sell it cheap and still make money versus somebody that only has five of them. He paid a pretty penny for all five because he bought them all single regular MSRP versus Nick bought 100 of them at dealer. So he can make money off of that and sell for a good price versus somebody that bought five and now they have to sell them for a little more than they even paid for them to get their money back. Now they're fucking up the whole market.
Okay.
Right. So how Nick explains how he gets his order is he doesn't get to tell Bandai he wants 10 of something.
Right.
Bandai sends him what they want to send him. Bluefin or whatever, they don't tell him, oh, you can cancel this or anything. No, this is what we're sending you. And that's where like my argument goes, like, well then Bandai's paying for the shipping on that end then, because they're just sending you a bulk shipment and you're paying for the weight of that bulk shipment. You're not going to pay per kit or anything. And I understand where you're coming from, like saying like, yeah, he got a bulk shipment and everything. That makes sense. But those other guys like USA Gundam, we know good and well that those dudes are not getting small shipments. USA Gundam is one of the biggest suppliers in America, so why they're high bucking the price on things, just it defeats me sometimes. It makes me go, that's
Because they've got
Yeah, I probably need to look at Galactic Toys too. So
they have a
yeah.
brand and they're popular, so they're able to do that. It's kind of like people with entitlement. USA Gundam has been put on the pedestal by a few builders, and that name is synonymous with what's going on. So they've got a little cocky, I think, and that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're getting bulk orders too, but I think they're also screwing people around a little bit by doing that.
I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm saying they're borderline getting towards scalping
Right.
on some of these things.
There has to be a
yeah.
definite reason. Obviously, I mean, it makes sense. There has to be a reason, but I'd like to know what that reason is because it can't really be a business reason. I don't think this has to be a personal shady reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I do try to compare prices, and if I see, I mean, even on eBay, I'll even look for kits where it'll say it'll have a price set, and it either say this is how much the shipping is or free shipping. but and of course the tab that says make an offer, and I'll try to make a reasonable offer that between at least what I think is fair for me and reasonable enough that the seller can still make a decent profit. But of course there's still the assholes who be like, no, you got to make this much of you got to put this much out as an offer. Because I know I tried to make offers for Mirage for the no grade 100 scale Mirage frame, and it was like, you got to offer this much in order for the seller to entertain it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
I understand
jackasses.
that. I understand all that too. Like that's annoying as well. I can concur with that. All right, so like I'm liking this. I'm digging this. This GM comes with a curved shield, a curved face.
Uh-huh.
I like that
Ooh, that's
color.
nice.
It's a nice green. Okay, we're gonna do the no thing. We're gonna carefully and slowly nip a piece of hard plastic with your kids. Don't do this at home. I mean this. I do not recommend. It says so on the box. Do not do this.
Okay, get a thing of Pepsi, and I really hope I'm gonna be pissed if Riley ate all of those damn oatmeal cream pies.
Who's Riley?
He's nephew, he's my brother's son. I mean, everybody here just almost. My brother, his wife, they just cuss. I mean, I do too. I'm not gonna say that I'm a complete saint and that I don't cuss. Oh, I do too. But I try to make sure it's at least to a minimum.
Are you saying
Yeah.
it's part of their chosen vocabulary?
Yeah, it's part of their chosen vocabulary. Ooh, SpaghettiOs. And with meatballs. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm having as me lunch.
My lunch was some chicken and bacon poor boys
Ooh.
and French fries. That's what I had.
Well, it's not like I can do much. It's not like I can do much, especially with the power still out. So,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not opening the fridge too, so that the food in there stays cold.
What happened to the power? Why is the power out?
Well, we had a rainstorm. Pretty much had a pretty vicious rainstorm come through Panama City, and it pretty much just knocked the power out one time, and then as it started, then of course, even as the rain was dying down, and I was actually starting to play Sly Cooper too, and the power just went out.
All right. Yeah, that storm crept up here too last night, and it's been raining all day. I didn't think it
Yep.
was.
So for 10 days, I'm pretty much a substitute suburban farmer.
Sweet. That can't be too bad.
Oh no. My brother and his wife got it set up to where I don't have to do much with their chickens or their duck or the rabbits. All I got to do is just check check their food, check their water. That's it. I don't need to throw any food to them.
Go feed the bears.
Oh,
Bears?
yeah. I got
Bears.
I got four. I got 4 dogs, and I mainly just have to take care of 4 dogs and 2 cats. Thankfully, I don't have. Thankfully, my brother and his wife took their took the other 2 animals with them.
Yeah, the kids.
Yep.
What's my phone beeping for? Somebody's phone was beeping. Who got a message? You got a message? Gotta share it with the class. Yeah, my daughter went back to school today. She was out for 2 days. We sent her to school on Monday, and she gets to school, and I guess she coughed so hard at school she threw up.
Oh.
Priceless. So they're like, "Oh, yo, your kid's throwing up. It's got to go home." I was like, "All right." So we came and got the kid, brought her home. We gave her one of them tests to see if she had that horrible sickness. And surprisingly, no, we good. We're clear, right? We all good. It's negative, right? Moving along, we're like, all right, it's what we figured. My wife passed on her horrible allergy reactions and stuff to our children. So my son and my daughter have just been this past 2 weeks have been just fighting this current bloom of weather and everything. Because up here in Minnesota, like we're having a late spring. We're not getting we didn't get an early spring in March like we usually do. So this time around, it's just tearing a new one to the kids. So my daughter, she kept just doing the thing where she just sniffs it back up into her nose, doesn't go and blow her nose or anything until it leads to we're like I don't know. It led to her getting sick, and I was just like, oh, that's gross. So we had to have a talk with her, like, homie, you need to blow your nose. Like, if your nose gets boogers, you gotta get that stuff out of there. And because she's just one of those kids where she'll just ignore it. She'd just rather ignore it. I'm just like, oh my goodness, kid. So
Yeah, my seasonal allergies, they're unpredictable. I mean, one day I could have a really bad allergy attack with seasonal allergies, and then the next day or 2 weeks, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need the allergy meds.
yeah, like I have
Besides,
some
I don't think.
issues, but nothing major. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-dum. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, I'm just cruising through this kit, by the way. We're hoping to get done here before 3:30. That's what we're trying to do. Well, because at 4, I gotta go. Around 4, I gotta go get my kids from their bus. Oh. We've been going for about almost 53 minutes now. Almost done nipping this kid out. I only got 2 more bins after the one I'm working on.
I think I'm probably gonna go back over to Mecha Parts Guy website and see what other Gundam heads I could probably use, or maybe even see if I can use like a mass production suit and just put the Hades sticker on them. Make it look like maybe make it look like a mass production unit's got the Hades system equipped to it. Because, like I said, I really don't. Because I'm not looking to get another Pale Rider Cavalry unless I'm gonna do a Pale Rider for Link in the Era of the Wild, and that's kind of what I want to do.
All right.
I mean, otherwise for Link, I could probably see him using a Barbatos mobile suit. Oh, yay, the power's back on.
There you go.
I think a Barbatos would be overkill for Link. Personally, because Link reminds me of a real dainty character.
Uh-huh.
Just saying. So I don't know.
Now, what suit were you saying?
I don't know yet. But
What suit?
in my opinion, he was saying that he would use the Barbatos maybe perhaps for Link, and I feel that Barbatos would be overkill for Link.
Oh.
Because I look at Link being, not that badass monster of a hero. He's a steady hero. You know what I mean? He's very classic.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just very classic versus a badass, help-bringing hero. It's cool.
I mean, what suit would you recommend? Either, doesn't have to be a Gundam type. I mean, like, even for a mass production unit.
Me or Carrie?
Carrie.
I would say maybe right off the rip, the first thing I want to say is Grays.
A Grays?
Yeah. Because it's kind of it's a sleek.
Ooh.
It's a
I like it.
suit. Swift. See what else?
That sounds kind of good.
I could see any good GM suit, but you're probably going to want to be a melee character for sure. So
Yeah.
For that kind of simple mobility and weapon, like just a beam saber or whatnot. So I don't know. I'm a GM guy, so I like to use those things. I think they're great ideas. So don't let me muddy your water. I was just curious. Just wanted to throw that out there.
No, I'm open to any ideas. I kind of like the Gem series too. The dagger. I think I even at one point considered a 105 dagger or even the Dagger L for Link.
Ooh, that would be good. That's a good suit.
Yeah. Because it does. Because both suits do have that versatility. Of course, I probably would have a bit of a time. I don't know. Considering that it's Breath of the Era of the Wild Link and not War of the Ages. But yeah, it's still a process for me. But of course, each suit for a hero or villain of Hyrule is supposed to have a system called a Triforce System. And of course, a Triforce System would have random effect tripling an out a mobile suit's output, kind of like a Trans Am, and some other things like being able to increase the morale for allied units or.
That's awesome.
It's a flux capacitor. I'm just cheesing. Okay, so I mean, like with that, I would also make it like something where it like not necessarily speeds your suit up, but something that like, alters time, allows you to stop time basically, and become the only thing that can move. And if
At least create like an AT field, a time bubble.
yeah, time bubble, yeah.
Well, and again, like I said, for the Triforce system, it just comes out random, depending on who the hero or who the villain is. So, have a what?
Have you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
The improbability drive.
Oh yeah, that thing. I still get a kick out of it every time I see that thing.
I love it. 350 million to 1 against. Great odds.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I like the creativity because I always look at Doug's builds too and what he's trying to create. So it's always inspiring. That creativeness he has. I'm still really basic to the point where I might be my kit bashers or my custom are just repurposing them into more modern theme. So yeah, like taking a Jesta and repainting it so that it looks like a more modern military machine, and then trying to find water slides or decals so it looks fresh. I love that box art on that GM. That orange really pops. Clip all day long. Clip while I sing this song. What are you doing, kitty cat?
So, you think that putting the arms from that one IBO suit onto the power gem is gonna be a bit more effective, or?
I think it'll look effective. I think I think the legs and the body will be able to hold the arms up a lot better.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For sure. I think the design will definitely be an increase. Like I think it'll look better. And then I think if we take some of the parts from other areas of the IBO kit and incorporate it into the GM as another thing, like we could take the legs of this IBO kit and actually modify them into a shield.
Okay.
And then we could turn that shield to where it like had like a clamp arm type thing and stuff. Like it would look really cool. Like just so that's one idea that I got going through my head. Another idea I got going through my head is which of the heads I want to use for the final product. I'm a big fan of the GM head for this guy. I like this specific GM head, but I also really like this IBO head. This is not a normal, like, they don't normally do an IBO head like that. This is a really nice, this is a nice IBO head. I really like it. I'm just saying, like,
I don't know why, but that head almost reminds me a little bit of Bumblebee. I have no
yes,
clue why.
yes, I will totally give you a yes. Did you see that, Carrie?
Yep. I was gonna say, as soon as I said, I looked up. You're right. It does. Trim that V fin back a little bit too. That's a dead-on Bumblebee. That's crazy. Yeah, another robot head that I'm attracted to.
Oh no, he lost his body. That seems to be his ongoing problem. That's okay, buddy. That's why we're building you a new body. We'll get you there. We'll get you there, buddy.
We can rebuild him. We have the tools.
We do. We can rebuild you. We have the nippers. Dun dun dun. Alright. One more bucket, guys. One more bucket, I promise.
Awesome.
Then we'll start snapping. Snap, snapperoo. And I'll be honest, this is going really fast. It's going freakishly fast.
So it's sort of like Jimmy John's freaky fast.
Gundam so fast you'll freak. What is it? Oh man.
Gundam's so good, you'll geek.
Tomorrow I'm going grocery shopping. So excited. Oh. I put it off today because I don't like doing that stuff out in the rain. Grocery shopping in the rain?
No, that's not fun.
Right, so I said, not today, rain. Not today. You win. I'm going home. And that's why I was like, screw it. I'll make my day a positive day. I'll make a video.
Yeah, if I wasn't on here, I probably would either be playing Sly Cooper or I'd be writing on my Sly Cooper crossover fic that I'm writing.
Ooh, okay.
I've got it crossed over with the Uncharted series. And yes, Sly and Nathan Drake both have their rivalry kind of is brought in on Sly Cooper when Nathan Drake goes into the Sly Cooper world.
Okay. I don't know anything about either of those games.
I actually have it. I actually started it during the second Sly Cooper game, Band of Thieves.
Like, I remember that game being on like PlayStation 2 or 3.
It's on 2. It originally came out on 2. Because I got all 3 Sly Cooper games on PS2.
Alright.
And then, of course, the last game, Thieves in Time, was out on PS3. And they did a Sly Cooper collection and put that out on PS3.
Okay. I never fooled with Sly Cooper because I was a Spyro fan. I was always rocking with Spyro. So during the same time Sly Cooper was out, Spyro was out. So I was just like, yeah, you know what? I like Spyro.
Oh no, dude! Whatever you like, man.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
That's just no. It's just what it was like when I was back when I was a kid. I was just like I didn't get into Sly Cooper, but I played a lot of Spyro. I tell you what, I know how to get all the gems. I was playing the other day because we bought the revamp on the PS4, like the remastered. My kids were
Uh-huh.
watching me, and they were like, "Dad, have you played this game before?" And I was like, "Not on PlayStation 4." And they were like, "Wait, this game was out before?" Just start laughing. They think it's so hard to conceive that like video games existed before they were born or something. You know,
I know.
it's so great.
I know. One of my favorite things on Sly Cooper, the on Sly 2, you input this cheat code at the pause screen, and you unlock a gadget. You unlock this thing called a Tom gadget, and it actually looks like Tom from Toonami.
Okay.
And anyway, you equip it, and you toss this little Tom gadget out, and it'll distract your guards because it goes like, "Hey, hey, hey," or "Hey, peanuts." It was just so hilarious.
I recall something like that being originally on Oddworld.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you used to be able to take control of people, and then you'd take that person, you'd make them shout at one of the dogs, and then the dog would chase them, and you'd run the person and the dog into the grinder machine. Shit was
Mm.
hilarious. I love that game. Hey, ew. Yeah, fucking shit was great. Like, uh, follow me. Yeah, that's what like. I don't know. I played all those obscure games. Like, I didn't play the most trendy games for some weird reason.
Well, I still play the OG Final Fantasy VII. I play it on my Switch. I still love it.
Oh, you got it on Switch? I have it on PlayStation 4. On my PS4, I have Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8,
Mhm.
7 remastered, and I don't play 9. I've never liked 9, so I don't play it. I tried playing it. It just didn't work. I don't I don't know. There's just something about 9. I just never got into it. I
Yeah,
think it's because it was so drastically different from 7 and 8 that I just like kind of went, it feels like they're backtracking or something.
that there's that, and plus the princess on there was like, "Hey, kidnap me, come on!" And you'd be
Yeah.
thinking, "What the fuck? A princess that wants to be kidnapped? What the hell?
What's going on here? This is
Is she on drugs?" But yeah, no, yeah. Anytime, I think I got to a point where it was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the Knights of the Round summoned. I'm gonna get it before I go to Rocket. Yeah, before I go to the underwater reactor. That way, I can just have it and just start. And the bosses, they will they will piss their pants. You're like, and I'd be like, and have Yuffie be like, guess what? You're now my bitch.
yeah. I get the
Y'all's are now my bitch.
I don't worry about the summons. I get I get Cloud's final limit break before I do all that stuff. Like before you
Oh yeah,
go,
Omni Slash.
yeah, I usually get the Omni Slash like the first time I have access to the ability to get it. As soon as they give you that access, I'm stuck right there playing and doing that shit until I get the Omni Slash. I don't go nowhere. I'll do nothing else. I just get that Omni Slash because ultimately that like if you go to the underwater reactor with the Omni Slash, you're guaranteed to beat everything. You're gonna win everything. You're gonna get the book. You're gonna do all you because it's just like a one
Oh
hit
yeah.
move. Like done. All right, now it's time to build a Gundam. Do you want to build a Gundam? Fucking right, I do.
Who wants to build a Gundam kit? I do. I do.
Let's see. Do you want to
I'll be
build
right
some
back. I'm gonna check and see if Mail's been here.
B, 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 B. I'm going to imagine this is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Smack that bitch between her titties. Oh, C, B, 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 B. Alright. So cleanup was fast for this kit, actually, which is nice. Nub marks. Oh, and this kit, they gave you some old school, some rockin' old school graphics in here. I'm digging that. I mean, this looks fairly simple. It doesn't look like it's going to be really difficult.
Hey.
Hey.
No package yet.
What?
I said no package yet.
No package.
Nope.
No package. Oh, I got my package.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Usually that's a good thing if
I like my blackouts. So here's my new hat. It's very nice. It fits on my head.
you still haven't found your other hat, huh?
I got a big head. I wear size 8s or bigger.
You still haven't found your other hat, have you?
And the Lids company, they're like, well, we really don't cater to big fat guys like you. Thanks, Lids.
Hello, anybody there?
I can't hear you, Carrie.
Who knew house sitting was gonna be this easy?
It's kind of more boring type of thing,
Yeah, that's why I brought my two PS3 games and some PS4 games with me too, because I figured that my brother still had a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and of course I ordered the two Pale Rider kits just so I wasn't just so Mom wasn't gonna be asking me anytime she calls, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you playing video games?" No. Nope,
Like,
I'm not playing video games. Actually, I'm building. Hi, Hunter. Yes, I know you miss everybody.
Where's my
Yeah, so my
humans?
brother, huh?
He's like, where's my humans?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, I got two cats that don't like me, that haven't warmed up to me yet. Well, Muffin will let me pet her occasionally, but Leo, he will not let me get near him. He will not
Okay.
let me touch him.
So I've encountered my first super huge problem for this kit bash.
So what is?
My first major problem for this kit bash. I just encountered it. I'll show you here.
Okay.
This is the arm socket.
Uh-huh.
It's a polycap that doesn't match the polycap from the IBO kit. So, because this goes in something like that.
Does the IBO kit use like a ball and socket?
Yep.
Don't you have? Okay. Oh,
Not
and plus
the-
there's the backpack too.
Yep. So the thing with the backpack and everything is the arm actually hides inside of this piece. Oh, you bastard. That needs to quit happening.
Can you cut the peg off and attach it to the socket part, so that way when you put the socket piece in the chest, it actually has a peg on it, or vice versa?
I understand what you're thinking. Now, what I'm thinking is I'm hoping that maybe this GM's arms are just going to be small enough to where I can put his arm, the GM's arm, inside this piece.
Okay, cool.
You see what I'm saying? Because then that right there will be, it'll line up with this the way it's supposed to. So we'll see when we get there. Like no kit bashing yet, but I'm just like already seeing one of my first hurdles to get through is going to be that. That's going to be fun
Yeah,
time.
that I think that's one of the problems that even I encountered, especially when I started trying to do kit bashes, is the fact that I didn't do my research ahead of time.
Well, that's why I like to build
And
both kits and get them both built so I can see what the build is going to look like for the kit
oh
bash.
yeah,
So I can
uh-huh.
plan out each one of my modifications and do those in order of, not necessity, but more so like which one should be done first to create a better looking product. What am I needing? I need PCD. PCD. That sounds like some bad candy.
Yeah, it does. I think somebody just commented saying that they might get on.
Time to come in.
Yeah, I'm using my phone for the whole thing. Try to use my computer to see everybody, and I can use my phone to text.
Right. Okay. I was wondering why your voice was so hard to hear.
But I had to take these off. I don't think these were working very good.
No.
They're dead.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So great. I'm so excited for this. This is so great. And that's no sarcasm. That's just like, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. It'll be a great build. All right, so B. Ooh, dirty bastard.
I'll be right back.
I'll be here. Promise.
Oh shit! Got some rain coming.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna melt?
No, get my airplane inside at least real quick. Oh, phone's going dead too. Damn. I'll be back.
I'll
Phone's
be
dying.
I'm back. Yeah, I just figured, you know what, grab my Switch while I'm still waiting for my package.
Well, the torso is done.
Well, that's good. Now you just got to figure out how to jerry rig that backpack. That jerry rig that IBO backpack on it.
Oh, that's gonna be real easy, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So, because this is a smooth back, I just gotta tap 2 holes.
Okay.
Because this backpack, I'll show you. This backpack only sits on with 2 pegs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I just gotta drill 2 holes. Super easy. That part's at least gonna be super easy. The rest of it's gonna be a pain in the neck. All right, what's next on the list of things to do? The head. I get to put the head together. Sweet. Awesome. There's that part and that part. D17.
I started my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond game over again. Once Pokemon Home was allowed me to send Pokemon over to Brilliant Diamond and Legends Arceus, I was like, you know what? I'm starting my game over because I want to have all shiny starter Pokemon.
I was told that shiny Pokemon don't transfer very well.
Well, they transferred here. Though I was kind of wishing my shiny Chimchar had the Iron Fist ability rather than Blaze, like all the starter fire types have.
Okay. Booyah.
Shut up, woman, and give me your money.
Oh, don't say that. That sounds mean. Okay, that's new. Separate pieces. These parts. That's new. Where's the cute little antenna now?
I don't like that Pokemon that they made to where TMs break again. That sucks.
What were they? You get one use?
Yeah, they're back. Yeah, they're back to being one use only, where TMs are one use because Generation 5 made it to where TMs were going to be unbreakable. Were unbreakable.
Okay.
I missed that.
They want me to put the guns together. I'm gonna put the guns together.
Is that suit going to be primarily for kind of CQC or for either close quarters combat, or is that gonna have like an array of weapons that go with it? Your kit bash when it's done.
Well, when it's done, most of the time they usually get to keep whatever weapons both kits come with. So this kit comes with a rocket launcher or a bazooka, whatever you want to call it, and which is a low grade too. It's not even a high grade bazooka, so it's a low grade bazooka. And then it comes with this submachine gun, basically looking thing.
Yeah.
And so those two things, yeah, I'll probably keep them. But we'll see. You know, like I don't think the big hands can really just hold the submachine gun very well. But you know, so far so good. We got some work here, but I'm definitely sure we could mount this rocket launcher onto something. Like this rocket launcher could definitely mount somewhere, like right there.
Yeah, I think you can get that mounted on too.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think a mounted rocket launcher and then the sidearm still being usable is feasible. From the GM, as far as the IBO kit didn't come with extra weapons or anything. It came with a stand for the backpack. That's what its extra thing was. So yeah, that kind of puts a kibosh on anything from the IBO kit being like, oh, anything extra from there? No, sorry. All right, that's one tub back up. All right, now they're gonna let us put the arms together. P C E E A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I know those ABCs. What happened to letter P? It's running down my leg. The results of my bad day. Oh, yes, these ones, huh? Nope. Nope. Come on now. All right. Good job, neighbors. I don't know why my neighbors gonna slam their car door so loud.
Gotta say, I am here. That's okay. I just heard a siren, so.
Oh no. Sirens don't sound good.
No.
Does that mean you need to like go to the basement or something, or?
No. This is Florida. There aren't any basements in Florida.
Oh, well, how the hell do y'all deal with tornadoes in fucking Florida then?
No, that's the only thing. That's the only thing about Illinois being up north is not being able to have a basement.
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota, so I mean, we got basements. Yeah. But I live in a trailer, so we don't have basements in the trailer. And that's what makes me go, what do y'all do?
Well, it's either the center of the room, or find a closet to go hide in.
Okay.
During a tornado, during a tornado or a hurricane.
We got these like concrete bricks that are hollowed out that we go sit inside of until the storm is over. Hello,
Somebody's
sir.
back. Somebody's
In-
here.
Introduce yourself.
Hello there.
You know, it's David.
David. Having a good day today,
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, day's done, housework's done. I could join you guys for a bit.
Awesome.
Well,
That's great to hear.
Good to hear. I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm Web C.
Yes, I think we spoke a few times about builds over
Yes.
the last couple of days.
Yeah, I told Web C I'm waiting for a package to arrive because I ordered 2 P Bandai Pale Rider kits.
P Bandai. Ooh, a bit pricey.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I actually got 2 Mudrock Gundam kits for $50.
That's not bad, actually.
No, but I got them through. I'm trying to think. I think it's like Galaxy Toys. Yeah, Galaxy Toys. Well, I got it through their eBay webpage, and it was like they said, "Hey, buy 2 kits and you get $2.50 off the price." And it's like, you know what? I'll take it. and that was when COVID. That was when COVID was rearing its ugly head. Pissed my parents off, but it's like I don't care. I don't give a crap.
And it's not in my build still after COVID, unfortunately, over here.
Oh.
COVID was just 5 months here. It was a killer.
Yes. Yeah.
But at least had a job to go back to. Some people didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. My job. I don't know how, but I was a lot associate for a place called Home Depot. It's like a hardware store.
I know Home Depot.
I don't know how Home Depot was considered essential, especially since not even half of the merchandise was essential. The only departments that were really essential were electrical, plumbing, and trying to think. There was and appliances. Those were the only 3 departments that were essential. Otherwise, everything else was like you can really go without.
Well, at my place, I work for electrical wholesalers, and we were classified as essential to keep the hospitals running and so on and so forth. So I wasn't required for 5 months, but we had about, I think, a team of 6 out of 70 still in there. That's all they needed.
Yeah, but one of the companies here in the U.S., Best Buy, they were like electronics store. They actually had a really good idea on how they were approaching COVID. Was keep the store close to customers. You tell them, okay, order your crap on our website, and then just say pick it up at the store. They drove up. They would drive up.
Hello.
Dude.
Yo, what's up, motherfucker?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Not a lot. Just building some gear.
Yeah, I got to join up. I'm on my way home now. So.
Nice.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mike, or you can call me Gundam Astray or whatever.
What's going on, bro?
I'm David.
I'm David, and I'm, of course, Web C over here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, I'm doing house sitting for my brother, and he and his family will be gone for 10 days, so I'm stuck with a suburban zoo.
How many kids are you doing it for?
4 dogs, 2 cats, a few chickens, a duck, and a couple rabbits.
Oh Jesus!
How many model kits are they going to give you for house sitting?
That's a good question.
They paid me $400.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a nice model right there.
That's a perfection if you want one.
Well, you know what? I've also gotta get back on the job search. Otherwise, my mom's going to be on my ass about how many applications did I put in, how many interviews have I gone on. Like, shut up.
Been there, done that.
Get off my ass. But I'm taking a nice 10-day vacation from having to deal with my parents and my annoying as hell niece, who doesn't want to listen to her grandparents, and whose mom just coddles her. Oh, poor baby. Okay, sure, you can have sweets, even though your grandparents told you no.
That's kind of normal, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when I was, I would think for some of us, when we were raised, no meant no, and it didn't matter who told you no. No was still no.
Well, for my house, if you go to the other parent, you're getting into a lot of trouble. That's just how we do that.
What's going on?
Because that's one thing we don't do. We don't put mom against dad or dad against mom.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. It was for me, it was either if mom said no and I tried to go to dad would be like, "Go ask your mom," or "What did your mom say?" She said no. Then there you go. That's my answer. No.
Well, I love the one where mom's always like, "Well, go ask your father." It's like,
yeah.
Because then I go, "Well, what'd your mom say?" And they're like, "Well, she said to ask you." Oh, I see. I see. I'm going to become the victim of my own circumstance. That's what's going to happen here. This sounds like a problem for future me, and we're not dealing with that. No.
Or they probably send you back saying, "Go ask your mom. Go ask your dad."
And my mom was a single parent, and she did a fucking great job.
My parents did a great job raising my brother and my two sisters. I mean, were they complete saints? No, but you know what? They taught us. They taught us well, and it's really up to us on how we apply everything that our parents taught us. That's the way that I look at it.
My parents taught me that it's easy to just send your kids to the other parents. I'm sorry.
My parents taught me when my mama says no, go to my daddy because he's going to say yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Hands. Gotta have these hands. Oh, they gave you one of those fancy hands where it's got the clip and it flips. It's a flipper. It's a flipper hand. I don't see that very often in GM kits. Or HG kits in general, I should say.
Yeah, I guess you'd usually find those in RG kits, in the real grade kits.
I would say that those seem like they would be more RG common. There it is. And it comes with a special handguard piece too.
Mm-hmm.
That fits in to the slots and everything to make it so it can still swivel. Yeah.
Alright, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I'll go home, take a couple gas, and I'm building the rest of the day.
Alright, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later.
Have a good day. Later.
You too. Bye.
Oh, that was loose. Okay.
Yep, rain's coming down again.
Alright, everybody, that was Luis that was just in the room that just took off, by the way.
That was who?
Luis.
Oh, Luis.
Yeah, that guy buys so much Gundam. He's so cool. He's too cool. He's like definitely on the cool end of the. Me and him have been talking and friends for quite a while. Before I even got involved with Kit Bash or Full Metal Gundam and everything. Before I even got anywhere near that, me and Luis always just like shoot messages back and forth to each other. Dang, you keep getting kits, and he'd be like, "Man, I'm just trying to keep up with you," like because for a while there, like I was posting, 2 new kits every week for like 3 months straight. Like it was just nonstop. But I was trying to like build up a backlog so like I could start producing a lot of footage and stuff for shows. So that is why. Just why the craziness happened. We need another hand. Need another hand? Okay. Let's see. Is this the right one?
I like playing Final Fantasy VII. I always come up with unique strategies. Hell, I came up with strategies for Kingdom Hearts 2. Fighting Scar. Use just hammer him with combo with the joint combo attack.
Mm-hmm.
Run around in circles, wait till your MP recharges, do it again. Maybe put in a few lickings on Scar. And then run away. Then run away to your MP recharges, that shit. That crazy shit.
Nice.
Worked for me.
Oh, I gotta grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay.
Back.
Welcome back.
Oh, hey, turn that volume down.
Sorry, I'm battling against Materia Keeper.
Okay, I just don't want to get flagged for copyrights.
No, you're fine.
Oh, that's what we say now, but YouTube, they're big jerks. All right, so
I always go.
I got the arms done.
I always go in with a strategy, especially when I get Eris's Fury brand limit break. It's like, okay, before I go into any boss fight, make sure everybody's limit gauges are filled up. Use everyone else's limit breaks first, then have Eris use her Fury brand, and then just pound away.
Don't sail away, don't sail away. Oh no!
Oh crap! I forgot. The damn thing gets sealed by. Oh, never mind.
Death becomes the. Come on. Mm-hmm. I have to glue your punk ass.
Thank you for the trine enemy skill, and I'm going to kill you, bitch.
Trine. I love that skill.
Let's go, Yuffie.
Come on. Why?
I think at one point I actually had a cheat where it was like have all. I had a game shark and it was
I
like have
remember
all
Game
limits.
Shark.
Yeah, it was like have all the limit breaks. I was like, ooh, and everybody instantly have their limit breaks, especially level 4. It's like cool.
So did they put the cheats in the Nintendo Switch versions of the game where you can push down on your 2 thumbsticks and it speeds the game up, gives you God mode and limit break mode?
Yep.
Okay. I was wondering. I didn't know because like in PlayStation they did those. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I saw that on the PS4 version too. I was like, oh my god, yes. And I figured, okay, so that's how I'm gonna get all the limit breaks up to level 3. The only other thing I needed to do was like kill 80 enemies, kill 60 enemies, and that type of crap.
The easy part.
Yeah, well, getting the kills 80 enemies, that was the easy part because I always go to the mithril mines. There's like one room I go into right before you exit out to Fort Condor.
I know what you're talking about. I don't use that spot. I go to the forest.
Oh,
I go to
talking about
it's the one it's the forest you know where that where you get Alexander?
Oh, yeah, the Alexander summon?
Yeah, okay, I go to the forest over there. And
So you go to Great Glacier.
no, not Great Glacier.
The Alexander summon is where you get Great Glacier. You have to kill the Snow Witch.
Oh no, not Alexander, Titan. You get Titan. It's on
Oh
different ones
that's the Gungaga area.
Yeah. Because you reach into the broken down reactor and you find Titan.
Mm-hmm. For me it's either the Mithril mines or the forest in the Junon area, where you get all those damn cap wire enemies, and those things are a pain in the ass, especially if you don't have God mode put on, because those things will fuck with you.
Yeah. Why am I having such a difficult time today? I shouldn't even be messing with you.
Huh?
I'm just yelling at this robot.
Oh.
It's like, I shouldn't even be dealing with you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think what was the last time we said? Like they thought somebody said that they thought all the striker packs for like the Strike Gundam need to be released. They need to do a thing where they put all the striker packs.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that a couple days ago. Like how that like I think we were all agreeing that like striker packs aren't getting released like no, well that's not gonna work. Alright.
Oh, it's not?
Nope. Alright, so anyways, I'm not even supposed to be doing that right now. Let's get this Gundam finished. I'm over here just doing stuff I'm not supposed to be working on. Worry about that guy later. Let's get this guy finished, right?
But yeah, so how are you gonna work? How are you gonna get the arms for the IBO Gundam to work with the Power Gem?
All right, so what I did last time was I took the polycap that goes inside the torso of the IBO kit and I cut it down. I shaved it down until I couldn't shave it down anymore, and then I wedged it inside the GM or the other kit. So this time around, I'm gonna try and attempt the same thing.
Okay.
But it'll be different. You know, each time is different.
I guess I would figure try and see if you can do like a polycap, do a polycap, because I know even with those types of kits, I thought they had like the polycaps that you could do for like if you have a kit with the ball and socket.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, no. But what my option will be, like I said, so they don't leave you much room, but
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That I see.
so
Okay, gotcha.
this piece right here is the sock, like would be what would be the socket. So they don't leave me with much room for options. But what I'm thinking I could do is I might be able to take this piece and this piece, right, like that,
Uh-huh.
and then for the arm. So what do I got to do? Like drill a hole, you know? Like if that's all I got to do is drill a hole to get that to line up and match, that won't be too
Well,
hard.
I think you'd have to take off that one end. Yeah, I would think that you'd have to take off that one end right there. Ooh. And then maybe drill a hole and possibly drill a hole. But oh. Oh boy.
You see, it's
Yeah.
gonna
No,
be
yeah, I see
exciting.
it.
It's gonna be very exciting. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not excited about this. But now if I take this peg piece off, it leaves me with a poly cap in there. So what you can't see is while I was building it. You bastard. It's a trick. It's all a trick. All right. So it leaves me with this. This is a poly cap right here.
Uh-huh.
So, and then this just got put into place right here.
Right.
So if I turn this poly cap all the way out and then make it so that this nub becomes circular to where it fits into that poly cap, I think that's
Uh-huh.
going to be the best option
That might work.
because, yeah. So that'll be, our first steps to modifying that system when we get to it. Like I said, it's not hard. It's just reverse engineering what you got to work with.
Yeah.
So, all right, got this done. Let's get them moving on these leg pieces. So leg parts, huh?
So do you figure you'll have to do any modifications with the legs or
It depends on where I go with the whole concept of the legs and everything.
uh-huh.
That's all I got with that right now. I was like, it just depends on where I'm going with this concept. Like, sometimes I don't put too much thought into it and I just go with it. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, I would think it would depend on who the builder is. And how far they're willing to go for. Yeah. I'm gonna go put my Switch back on the charger.
Already?
Yeah.
M M M M M M M M M M M M M M. Guess who's back? Back again. Curly's back. Tell some friends. Tell some friends. Tell some friends.
Well, I grabbed my iPad. Besides, I still wanted to, like I said, I wanted to take a look at the instructions for for Gundam Phasaelis and compare that to the GP to the Build Divers version.
Okay.
If I can find the damn thing. Okay, there's that one. And I know there was another version of it too, the GP02 a something.
Hey. This is so weird.
Oh?
Alright, feet, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is the bottom. And then this part goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then this part goes on.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Oh.
You have returned.
All right, I'm back.
You missed a couple people.
Yeah, my phone wasn't charging as fast as it was being depleted,
Oh,
even though
no.
it was on the charge. So it just died. I got a little bit left charged in it, so come back to see how far you got. It's 333.
It's 333 where you're at.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
233.
it's 233 where I'm at.
Same thing. Same with me. I'm in the same time zone as
Carrie.
Web C.
Oh, it's me? Okay.
Yeah. Panama. Yeah, Panama City. The Florida Panhandle still Central Time Zone.
That's crazy. What the hell?
How the hell is that central? That should be Eastern.
I know it doesn't make no sense at all. Like what
That
the fuck?
don't make no goddamn sense. Here, I got the feet.
Not at all.
Here's what I'm doing. I got the feet done. Feet and ankles. Just got them done.
All right.
And then,
Oh, nice. I like that orange. Looks good.
yes, I think so too. I don't know how it's going to match up too much with the other kit. But, power through. We'll make it.
Oh yeah.
So, surprisingly, this kit like has an inner frame. Like, almost through and through inner frame.
Wow.
I'm like everything. The arms have been this way. Like I don't want to say a full inner frame, more like a half inner frame, like something you would
Okay.
expect to see like wrapping around parts on a real grade. Like,
I got you. Okay.
I dare I compare, like very much so real grade type of deal. Alright. So we got these. We got the little guy. We put the thing like that. The big guy. Put that thing like that. Alright. And the big guy, little guy, like that. Then match this guy up with this guy. And there's the leg. So like here's like what I'm talking about. Like it looks like it's almost an inner frame.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I could have sworn they would have had. Oh, here we go.
We had what?
GP rate. Oh, I was looking for the cattle. I was looking for some. I'm on delong.net. It's a Korean site that's got like building instructions for a lot of the mobile suits.
Oh, okay.
And I was just looking to see where I could find the building instructions for not just Gundam Phasaelis, but for Gundam GP Raise 210. Ogre's last mobile suit, because it's the variant of Gundam Phasaelis.
I'm listening. Keep talking. Tell me more.
Yeah. It's a variant of Gundam Phasaelis, and has a special Trans Am system, but
okay.
I gotta like I said, I'm taking a look at the instructions to see how much of the suit are going to be compatible, how much both suits are going to be compatible with each other.
Oh, okay.
It looks like they're both going to be compatible with each other. This suit, the Raise 210 and Gundam Phasaelis are going to be compatible with each other.
That's nice.
And the body styles are pretty much the same. I mean, the Raise 210, the head kind of looks like Master Asia's Gundam.
Okay.
But otherwise body style is pretty much similar to Gundam Phasaelis without the Gundam. Without the atomic bazooka.
Well, that lines up way better. Interesting.
But yeah, it's a variant of Gundam Phasaelis, but it's a little more. It's been a little more modified to resemble 00, because it's got GN swords, GN revolvers, and like I said, it's got the Ogre Trans Am system.
Trans Am? I like
Yeah.
What is that? PCB. Sounds like an interesting concept.
Oh yeah.
This is.
Okay, yeah, powered by pseudo GN drives. Yeah, I could definitely. I think I could definitely make something using both suits. Maybe not have it with a Trans Am system, but still. I just need to take a look at the Gundam Phasaelis' backpack and see how that would match. See how that would marry up with. Marry up with the GP2 Rise 210's system. I wish I could get some more of those clear, transparent blue beams. I love those because I got those when I got my Gundam based mobile doll May. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome.
Blue like this color.
Yeah, like that.
What was it? I think it was a RG High New Gundam.
Oh, okay.
He's the only other Gundam that I've seen that's come with blue beams.
Gotcha.
So blue beams seem to be more rare than red or pink or yellow even. There are some yellow beams.
I think I've seen some yellows. I mean, I've got a couple. I've gotten a couple kits that are green. I got Wing Zero and F91, and I think F91.
Okay.
Yeah. That had at least green beam. Because yeah, like I said, the Gundam based mobile doll May, I got that. And that came with with the blue beams instead of the green beams that the original mobile doll May is supposed to have.
That is one sick ass boat.
Oh wow, that is nice.
Over there at the model Rocketeer.
Uh-huh.
Leg done.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to give him a booty. Yeah, gotta get this Gundam some booty. Get him walking around looking stupid like this.
You got a flat ass.
Got him walking around with no booty. What's wrong?
Pancake. I think Doug coming in.
Doug?
I'm trying to get him to drag Vince along.
All right, well, somebody's got to convince Doug that the Tylenol PM is the only way to go. Whoever eats the most Tylenol PM wins. I mean, what? This was super simple. This was way simpler than it should have been. Come on now. Can I get a challenge? Yeah, we got your challenge right here, folks. Which one? Which one is it? Tell me no. Doug's not coming in. I don't see no Doug.
He said he was. His wife was going to work, and then he's going to jump in.
Oh, okay. So he's doing the I gotta kiss you goodbye dance. I know that dance all too well. Because if he shows that she's the center, or if she gotta be the center of the attention. Dun dun dun. I have a wife that's similar. She's a very nice lady. She buys me Gunpla, so I'm not gonna complain.
I wouldn't either. Trying to think. Crap.
What's that, babe? You need your clothes washed? Oh, I'll take care of that. Oh yeah. Takes 2 seconds, babe. Oh, don't worry about it, babe. I got you covered. Alright. That was fast. I'm sorry. This was super fast. I'm just Next is a backpack. Full of backpacks.
Oh, damn it.
Backpack for the backpacks. Waste is done. Waste is done.
I say, was somebody else joining up or trying to join up or?
Hey, he'll be here in a couple minutes. Don't worry. I was just talking smack, but he'll be here.
No, that's fine.
What in the world? I'm confused. We just gonna roll with it. Roll with it.
Son of a bitch.
Tell them bitches to patrol with it. Yeah, I think that's the way it goes. Right? Does it go a different way?
I'm trying to see how this damn kit, how I can integrate the backpack from the Raise 210 with Gundam Phasalis. Otherwise, it looks like I may have to. I don't know. I may have to take out the binders from Gundam Phasalis and use these if I can figure out how to jerry rig the fuckers. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fuck.
I for sure don't know. Oh no, come on. This is being a bigger pain in the neck than it needs to be. Check. What? No. Get crushed. All right. Let's get that put in. I don't know where these go. I don't think these go on there. Yup, that's to get for eating cold SketchUps. Sore stomach. Oh no. Get it back. Come on, kitty. Give it back.
Get it this way. That way I can look at both at the same time. Maybe.
Lightsabers. Don't call them lightsabers. Beam sabers.
Lightsabers.
Huh.
Oh, they done skipped a picture. Where the fuck did that go? And it's a PC. And what the hell?
Okay.
Well, that makes too much sense. Come here. Quit running away. That goes there.
Wait a minute.
Because that goes there.
Aha!
Dun dun dun. Aha. Ha
be
ha ha.
I'll be a son of a bitch.
Oh, don't talk about her like that.
Sorry. No, yeah, no. I'd never say that about my mama. I love my mama. But no, the backpack from the GP Rise 210 was definitely compatible with the original Gundam Thesaurus. So,
Well, hey,
and that works. That'll work.
works and twerks. I'm a bit confused.
Though Ganondorf's unit might be using a pseudo GN drive instead of the arms still have the thrusters on them. At least I think that's how the arms were constructed. Let's see. Taking a look. Oh yeah.
All right, final assembly.
Oh shit! Final assembly.
Woohoo! Hell yeah! Okay, arms are like that. Okay, good.
Few people realize that London was bombed in World War One. Like, who the fuck doesn't realize that?
Oh, I did.
Why are
Bombed
you
in
reading
World
this?
War One and bombed in World War One and World War Two. Germans used something called I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. But yeah,
They used Zeppelins in World War One.
Yeah, I think the Germans used like Zeppelins or something or planes, and then they just dropped bombs on London in World War One, and then of course they had their bombers in World War Two, and all of a sudden they were getting their asses kicked by the RAF.
Not the RAF.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm somewhat of an expert on World War II. Notice how I say somewhat. I'm not a complete
I know
expert
nothing.
on. Yeah, Luftwaffe commander had to be a jackass. Changed his targets twice. Would have had the British Royal Air Force on the brink of defeat. Then he changed his mind. Gave the RAF time to regroup, and then they just started kicking Luftwaffe ass.
I'm super over impressed with this kit and how cool it looks.
Good.
I mean, I feel like that's a great build. Just for a grunt unit, this was a great build. It's got a pretty solid frame building. I like the solid frame. That's just something you don't get with a Gundam sometimes, is that solid feel. So this dude definitely has that. His bend, his pulsabilities are just, and his arms do that. That's important. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Hell yeah. I think,
hey.
Isn't it like an older design, so it actually is designed better than some of the new ones?
Yeah. I'm just, the GM is just, it's a solid build all around. I'm happy. That's pretty cool.
Now comes the fun part. now the fun part. Fun will begin.
All right. He's our little teacup, short and stout.
Wow, and he actually stands really good on one foot.
That's always my test with the kid after I'm done building it. I always
Oh,
test
really?
it's 1 foot. Yep, that's one of its. That's to find out if it's a good kid. If it's not a good kid, it won't stand on 1 foot.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what
No,
I do.
that's a good test.
I try to make them stand on 1 foot and see what they're made of.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can you balance? Can you balance more than one way?
And you do the hokey pokey.
Can you shake it all
that's
about?
what it's all about.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I'm super happy I was able to accomplish my goal today to get this kit ready for Friday. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'll be doing some pictures, some like some little hint pictures and stuff of what's gonna come or what could come or I don't know. One of those like a flyer. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a few flyers so when we get like to welcome new members into the groups and stuff, we just throw up those flyers and be like, hey, this flyer is like check this out and check that out. Like that's why I threw that. Like my current welcome flyer is that Kit Bash. Just going back to that old thing like the brothers flyers. Throw the brothers flyer up there and be like, yo, these are all our brothers. These are all the different crews that look into doing these things too. Don't just look at just this page, but go check out some of the other pages.
I was thinking about when I saw what you did. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I was wondering maybe if I had a couple of different pictures I can use for the welcome, and then one's just a cover that says welcome, and then the other photos would be information.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was going for. I was like, yeah, let's get some information on here and stuff like that. And did you see that video I posted? Well, I guess what did I post it this morning or last night? The paintbrush.
I know you posted.
I was painting.
I know you posted a video this morning.
Yeah, I was painting.
Okay. I didn't see the whole. I didn't see the video, so I didn't know what it was.
Yep. So in that one, I was painting, and I was just doing I think a one camera paint thing. But anyways, it was pretty good. It turned out pretty good. I still haven't found an angle that I'm happy with for painting. Because it just I've got big hands, so when I'm holding my airbrush, show you my airbrush. Here's my airbrush. So when I'm holding this thing, and I'm doing my thing and moving, you can't see the airbrush, like so, and it's a normal size airbrush. It's just I've got big hands, so.
Yeah, on this day in 1977, the original Star Wars hit the theaters across America.
Oh, hey, Obi-Wan's out today, isn't it?
Yep. I forgot that. I mean, I'm cool. I like it, but I'm not like that big of a nerd. I don't give a shit. Someone's like, "Oh yeah, you can't cross the fucking streams." I'm like, "It's Ghostbusters. Shut up."
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
I'm not as much a diehard Star Wars fan as my buddy back in Omaha. Oh my gosh, he had so many I'm not sure if he still has them or not, but he had so many Star Wars action figures. He could actually speak the language of the Hutts. And I'm not kidding you. He could actually speak the language of the Hutts.
That's a bit excessive.
Well, right. Tell that to all the trickies who know it can speak Klingon fluently.
Damn.
Pomfot Mir. He didn't mean that.
Well, I mean, what was it? One person said on a YouTube video, Star Trek YouTube video, some study Klingon, others study ship design. I study the rules of acquisition.
Right.
All right. I am not going to sign out of the chat, but we are done recording for the afternoon. Okay, guys?